And I just want to point it out to you. The President of the United States has criticized his top intelligence officials who testified the other day, downplaying the threat of Iran. And for this, the President has been attacked. He's been attacked by the usual types in his own party. He's been attacked by the usual clowns in the media. Turns out the President is right. The President is absolutely right about Iran. The Iran deal fundamentally funded the terrorist regime in Tehran. He was told not to kill the deal. He killed the deal. This is the same intelligence community that became, as our buddy Jordan Schachtel writes at Conservative Review, hyper-politicized and weaponized during the Obama administration. Acted on questionable information, such as the Clinton-funded Steele dossier, to substantiate Russia's supposed impact on the 2016 elections. Now, given that reality, it shouldn't come as much of a surprise that this IC product appears at times to passively, aggressively take issue with President Trump's foreign policy decisions. You see, the senior levels of these agencies just below the top are still loaded with the same fools who were there during the Obama administration. The IC assessment, intelligence community assessment, regarding Iran incorrectly and bizarrely labels Iranian President Hassan Rouhani as a centrist, when he's a radical. He is a terrorist who has openly encouraged Iran-backed terrorist groups to export Iran's ideology through force throughout the region. Additionally, in labeling Rouhani a centrist, the report does, the intelligence community product contends that there is a strong ideological divide within the Islamic supremacist regime. Now, we know this is false because Ben Rhodes, the former National Security Deputy Director, in an interview he did where he spilled his guts, said that was the scenario that they pushed into the media, that the media then regurgitated in order to get the Iran deal done. And he admits it's a lie, that there is no centrist president in this regime, including Rouhani. And in an effort to sell the deal with the Tehran regime, the legacy media and Obama administration officials, as I just pointed out, took pains to separate so-called regime reformists from hardliners. And we know that's a lie now. This hardliners versus moderates or centrist distinction is deliberately deceptive. Any individual running for president or a seat in parliament in Iran goes through a substantial vetting process by trusted elements of the regime. Many who want to run for elected office are ruled out by these vetting authorities and immediately forbidden to run for office if it is determined that they present a threat to the future of that regime. All so-called elected officials in Iran are committed to the regime's expansionist ideology. Only their tactical approach to pursuing that endgame is different. Trump knows more and is acting more responsibly and more intelligently than Coates and the rest of them. And yet immediately, the knee-jerk media, following the knee-jerk Democrats and some of the knee-jerk Republicans, condemn the President of the United States. And while the worldwide threat assessment does in fact mention Iran's strong proxy terrorist organization, in Lebanese Hezbollah, it calls it, the assessment fails to point out that the Lebanon-based Shiite jihadi group is entirely subservient to Tehran. The threat assessment of Iran isn't entirely inaccurate. It does take note of Iran's growing and aggressive cyber warfare campaigns, its support for the Houthis and Hezbollah, the IRGC's intrusion into multiple foreign countries, and Iran's unjust detention of U.S. citizens. However, that doesn't discount the intelligence community's failure to understand that it's the regime's radical ideology, which all of its officials are fully committed to, that is driving the force. The IC's high-profile annual report, of course, touches on many other issues, such as the growing threat from China and Russia, in addition to non-state actors and so forth. But it's got Iran all wrong. And the President of the United States is right. He's right about a lot. And you need to know it. And Molly Hemingway, the intrepid Molly Hemingway over at the Federalist, makes a very important point today. She says, the media and the Democrats in this country have made it nearly impossible for the President of the United States to build a wedge between Russia and China, because anything he does with Russia is considered a sellout. And now Russia and China have combined their intelligence, are combining military, sharing military information, and are building an alliance.